don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, 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 don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me.
Don't sit under the apple tree with anybody else but me.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Pretty good. I don't really think you're going to need that ladder.
Oh, yes, I do. The best apples are near the top.
But me, till I come marching home.
We wanted dwarf trees so that their family, their children could help in the picking. It's a fun thing for a family to do together.
Another reason Wainwright went with the dwarf trees is that they allow the sun to shine in on the apples, and he says that gives the fruit better size and color. Although Wainwright's is a third-generation farm, apples only have been the main crop since 1975. They now have 5,000 trees on 23 acres, featuring 13 varieties of apples.
We wanted to have at least 2 varieties ready at all times during the season. So it starts in mid-July, and the last variety then matures in mid-October.
You can buy apples at Wainwright's already picked, but you'd be missing out on exercising in the fresh fall air. And you'd be missing the excitement apple picking can sometimes bring. Alan Seville, Activate News, Barstow.
Anyone else but me, not till you see me, not until you see me marching home, 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 sweet home. Don't go walking out.
The famous French ocean exploring ship, the Calypso, arrived at Lock and Dam 16 near Muscatine shortly after noon today. Amid cheers of hundreds of spectators and an escort by the Calypso helicopter, the ship's crew of 26 oceanographers made their way upriver, with plans to shoot a film about the murky Mississippi and other rivers of the world.
To compare the Amazon River, Nile River, and Mississippi River, and later on the Yangtze-Kiang River in China.
I don't know if we're actually looking for pollutants themselves. I know we're just looking at the life on the Mississippi, really. How it's being used, what it's being used for, how it's changed over time, I don't know, those sort of things.
As you may have noticed, the man who made the Calypso famous is missing from the decks of his ship today. Jacques Cousteau is overseas. Cousteau is busy in France trying out a new ship, and after his crew sails from Minnesota to Louisiana collecting aquatic information, Cousteau will rejoin them in New Orleans in October. Tonight, the Calypso docked in Davenport just above Lock and Dam 15 and will continue its voyage up the mighty Mississippi early tomorrow. Matt Hamill, Activate News. No, they aren't lost, and yes, that is the famous ocean exploring ship, the Calypso, arriving at Lock and Dam 16 in Muscatine. Escorted by the Calypso helicopter, the ship's crew of 26 oceanographers and marine biologists are navigating their way upriver, making a special film on the murky Mississippi.
Just a documentary. It's they're not doing any diving. They can't. It's they've done the Nile. They come out of the Amazon just a short time ago. Hopefully, if they get things arranged with China, they're going to do the Yangtze, major rivers of the world.
As you may have noticed, the man who made the Calypso famous is missing from the decks of his ship today. Jacques Cousteau is overseas.
Now he's in France.
Doing what?
He intends to sail to Sardinia Island with a new ship, testbed new windship.
But this predominantly French-speaking crew of the Calypso that brought the depths of the ocean into our homes insists Cousteau's absence doesn't lessen the importance of this voyage. The Calypso will collect vital information on Mississippi aquatic life on its voyage from Minnesota to New Orleans, where it will pick up Jacques Cousteau in October. Matt Hamill, Activate News, near Muscatine.
While corn roasted in the fields this year, beekeeper Ted Greenhagen was counting honey by the pound. He says his 75 hives will produce about 100 pounds apiece this year, and that's a good year. Greenhagen says the drought did kill off some clover, which may mean a short supply of clover honey next year.
This drought has done one thing that worries me. It's killed off the white clover. It's killed off the young seedlings of sweet clover. And on the white clover, it'll take about 2 years before it comes back again to where it was.
Though the production of honey isn't considered a big cash crop in either Illinois or Iowa, you might be surprised at just how much is produced. For example, in 1981, Illinois produced over 1 million pounds of honey, while that same year in Iowa, they produced almost 3.5 million pounds. Greenhagen, who's been a hobby beekeeper for 56 years, says most of the good honey came from eastern Iowa this year. In fact, eastern honey took first, second, and fourth place at the Iowa State Fair. And with the goldenrod blooming nicely, Greenhagen expects the bees will winter over with no problem. And with a little luck, next year could be a honey of a year, too. Jayville Walk, Active 8 News, Scott County.